The House by the Meridian. The old house. I found it by accident. I had been relocated to this area, Sector E17 on the outskirts of New Minnesota. By classification, it was an ecosystem restoration zone following human evacuation. No human foot had stepped here for over 30 years. A perfect place for a botanist with avoidance syndrome. The house stood on a hill, hidden behind a shattered forest. It wasn't on any registry, a small wooden home overgrown with vines and moss, invisible to drones, seemingly ignored by satellites. That intrigued me. There was no lock on the door. Inside it smelled of wood, old books, and something homely, like childhood. When you'd visit your grandmother and pies were waiting, with a soft rustle of an apple tree outside the window. But the most curious thing, the house was alive. I don't mean biotechnology. It didn't breathe, didn't move, but it responded. When I sat in the armchair, the lamp would turn on. When I thought of tea, a kettle with boiling water appeared. No, it wasn't a hallucination. I measured the energy levels. Nothing. The house had no power source. It simply understood. Memories that aren't mine. On the third day, I found a photo album. Old black and white photographs. A man in a hat, a woman in a garden, a boy with a bicycle. But there were no faces, only silhouettes. As I flipped through the pages, something stirred inside me. Feelings, memories. It was like I was living these people's moments. I remembered the boy falling off his bike and scraping his knee. I knew how the coffee smelled in this house in the morning. It wasn't frightening, it was good, maybe too good. The visitor. On the evening of the fifth day, he appeared. An old man in a gray coat stood by the porch. He didn't ask who I was, wasn't surprised to see me. He simply sat beside me and said, "This house always remembers." I didn't understand at first. Remembers who? I asked. Everyone, even you. But this is my first time here. He just smiled. We're all here for the first time, and at the same time, we've always been. We just don't always remember. I said nothing. He continued. Once this was a crossing point between the world you called reality and the one beyond the edge. People passed through, and the house kept their echoes. But now, no one passes. The world has become too loud. No one hears the whisper anymore. I remembered the noise of the big cities, signals, advertisements, betrayals, hyperconnection, and I understood. And you? I asked. I'm just a remnant like everything here. He vanished into the shadows. The choice. I could have left, abandoned the house, filed a report, called in a research team, but I didn't. Instead, I planted a garden. I read books from the library, cooked on the old stove, and every evening listened to someone playing the piano, even though there was no piano in the house. I don't know if I'm still human. Maybe I've become a part of this place, like those memories, like the faceless photographs, but I'm at peace here. Because finally, there is silence and presence.